We slugged it out, and you lost. Hello, my friends, it's Johnaroth, and today I thought I would slug it out in the queue. And by slug it out, I mean fighting with a giant slug horror. Toxrill the Corrosive. Toxrill is a expensive but really cool commander. He costs 5 and 2 black for a 7/7. And at the beginning of each end step, you put a slime counter on each creature you don't control. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 for each slime counter on them. Whenever a creature you don't control with the slime counter on it dies, create a 1/1 black slug creature, and you can pay blue and black to sacrifice a slug and draw a card. So even though it looks like Toxrill is a pure mono black commander, he actually is black and blue because of his ability. And basically, the longer he's on the battlefield, you're gonna just slowly kill off all your opponent's creatures who turn into slugs that you can use to attack or sacrifice to draw cards. Toxrill is kind of like a walking board wipe in a way, a slow board wipe because he's a slug, right? So this deck is built around that strategy. It's a Dimir control. We have lots of counter spells in this deck, like Counterspell, Mana Drain, Wash Away, the usual. We also have some removal cards, but not as many as I typically put in most decks, like Fatal Push and Shieldred's Edict. The creatures that we have in this deck are all mostly value creatures. Tiny Bones can help you get back creatures once you kill off your opponent's creatures. Psychic Frog is a super powerful card, allows you to draw lots of cards, pump them up. You also have Murderous Rider, which can get you some removal. Unstoppable Slasher, one of my favorite cards, where you can take half your opponent's life away. And then also some really good ramp cards and artifacts: Arcane Signet, Mindstone, Worn Power Stone, Solemn Simulacrum. And then we do have a few planeswalkers in this deck like Sorin and Ashiok, but then we also depend upon Toxrill's ability to weaken our creatures so we can kill them off with creatures like Maha and Massacre Worm. So this is just a really good Dimir value shell of a deck featuring a very high-powered but high-cost commander that I really do like playing quite a bit. So let's take Toxrill the Corrosive into the queue and slug it out with our opponents. Let's go. Okay, our very first game is against Mythweaver Pock. Alchemy, green commander, make lots of lands, broken. This hand really doesn't do a lot early in the game, so I'm going to mulligan. This is okay because of the tails end. Rhystic Study can get us some way to go. I'm going to try this, but this is going to be a difficult game, especially since our opponent gets to go first. Okay, and he has a Leyline of Abundance, sure. Luckily, he did not have a turn 1 creature, so that's a plus. Okay, so we did get a Wash Away, which is helpful. I'm going to put down the Polluted Delta and pass. Opponent's going for a Scrap Gorger, so ramp for more mana. I'm going to go for the Undercity Sewer so we can surveil. Reanimate. That could be good, but I don't picture the green deck having a lot of stuff we're going to reanimate. Plus, we don't have any removal spells right now. Put down a land, pass the turn. Opponent's going to try to cast Mythweaver Pock. We are going to Tails End that. Our opponent just has so much mana, though, because of the Leyline. I'm going to take this turn to cast Rhystic Study. Wow. That ley line is giving him so much mana. We will draw a card, though. I think I'm going to go ahead and wipe the board because he doesn't have enough mana for Mythweaver Pock if we get rid of these guys. So let's kill off his creatures. We're getting close to Toxrill mana. Will our opponent pay the 1? He will. Opponent puts down another land. I'm just going to go ahead and drop an island here. And let's put out the Swiftfoot Boots, keeping up mana for any type of wash away we want. Pass the turn. I'm hoping he tries to cast Mythweaver again. He's going to crack the Fabled Passage, get another Forest. He's going to try to cast Mythweaver. Let's see if he wants to pay the 1. He does. We're going to wash away Mythweaver. Now, it's our turn. How much does Leyline cost? It costs 4 to bring out. Do we take a turn to have him reset? I think we do. Let's send everything he has back to his hand. Pass the turn. He could get out the Leyline and the Dryad again. Do you pay the 1? Ristic Study is such an annoying card, isn't it? Continually having to pay, or your opponent draws cards. It's so broken. Opponent's going to return 2 lands to his hand to get back his Multani. Interesting. I'm going to get out Vraska here. We'll get her out for the full amount. We're going to draw a card. Draw Midnight Clock. We're going to proliferate. Let's put down the tapped Dark Slick Shores. Do you pay the 1? Okay, he's going to get the ley line back out again. Let's draw first with Vraska because we can't target the Carotid. Put another token on Vraska, and let's bring out our commander, Toxrill, the Corrosive. The new artwork for Murderous Rider is kind of cool. This is the Final Fantasy artwork for it. Always love that card. Let's see what our opponent does here. He does have a lot of mana, so... Oh, he has Nissa. Oh, boy. Do you pay the 1? He does. Well, that's scary. Puts down another forest. Our opponent has a lot of mana here. Cool thing is we can use Vraska to actually transform his lands into treasures. Okay, so he's also going to get out Multani again. Let's see here. First, we're going to transform Multani into a treasure. Next, we're going to attack with Toxrill and kill off Nissa. I do want to keep up the Murderous Rider, but what I'm going to do is actually kill off his Nykthos. We could have killed off the lane line, quite honestly, but this is also a pretty interesting move. And yeah, we got him. Goodbye, Mythweaver Pock. We slugged it out, and you lost. Good game. This game we're playing against Taval. Got some good, basically surveil graveyard synergies. I did a video about Taval. He's actually one of my favorite commanders. This hand is okay. We don't have a lot of removal, but I am going to keep this. What we may do is use the Phantasmal Image. If he gets like a Delighted Halfling or some sort of other ramp creature, we may just copy it, which would be kind of cool. Let's see what he does. So he's going for a Surveil land. So we're going to alter our strategy a little bit here. So let's put down the Chrome Mox in case he has like a Duress or Thoughtseize. We'll put the Phantasmal Image underneath it. We're going to then get out a Swamp, and let's get out Tiny Bones onto the battlefield. We seem to be drawing Rhystic Study quite a bit, which is interesting. Opponent actually didn't do anything, so I'm going to throw down a tapped land. I don't want to risk getting a Rhystic Study countered. I am a little nervous about our hand, though, because it's so much land versus going to use Uro. That's good. That means we'll probably be able to get out Rhystic Study. So he has a Takenuma. To put down a Shipwrecked Marsh, we're going to swing in. And I'm actually changing my plan here. I think maybe we'll cast Uro. I don't think he knew what Tiny Bones does. There's a reason why Tiny Bones is my only 1-mana creature in this deck. Okay, so he's going to move a land onto the top of his graveyard. Interesting. Let's cast Uro. Thank you so much, opponent. I appreciate that. We get to draw another card, and we will get down another land. And now let's get out the Dark Confidant so we can start drawing some additional cards. Tiny Bones, I think, is still a little underrated, quite honestly. It doesn't fit in every black deck that I use, but when you can use him, especially versus any type of graveyard synergy, chef's kiss. We're already at 6. Okay, so he's going to wipe the board. Don't blame our opponent for that. Hopefully we can get out the Rhystic Study. We'll see. Gets a tapped land, so unless he has even if he has a Spell Pierce, we still probably could do it. I'm going to put down a land. Let's get out the Rhystic Study. Keep up the Shieldred's Edict for his turn. Our hand's just running out of steam, though. That's the one problem with all this. Gonna kill off our Chrome Mox, trying to delay us from getting Toxrill onto the battlefield. Perfectly fine. Puts down another land. Let's activate our polluted delta so we can surveil, hopefully. Let's see what we got. Counterspell. I will take a counterspell for now. We're just going to put down a land and pass the turn. It's a shame we don't have a Tail's End here. We could we could Stone Rain him, basically killing off one of his lands. That's another reason why Tail's End is a good card. You can kind of silence your opponent when they go to activate one of their sacrifice lands. I'm always very careful about how I activate my fetch lands. See if our opponent pays the 1. I'm gonna cast Counterspell on Oasis of Renewal. Basically, it's a alchemy card that allows them to get more card value tied to cards leaving your graveyard. Activate our Marsh Flats here. We really need some sort of value card. Oops, I meant to click the Sunken Hollow. That was a misclick on my part. He has 2 cards left. Could have a counterspell. However, we can actually stop him from countering things we're going to cast. Let's use the Mistrise Village. That's why it's in this deck. We'll get Jecht onto the battlefield. He can't counter that. Now, he could have a removal spell, but he's not going to be able to counter it, at least. Unless he has some sort of card that can bounce it back into my hand, maybe. Okay, he's actually going to use Subtlety. Alright. Are you going to bounce Jecht back to my hand? Or back to the top of the... Sure, you got it. Alright. Perfectly fine. Let's see if our opponent pays the 1. Our opponent's eyeing our graveyard. Does he have like a reanimate? Or something like that? He could get back Tiny Bones. Interesting. I bet his card is a reanimate. Oh, look at that. I was right. He gets out Uro and a zombie token. We may be in trouble here a little bit, to be honest with you, but that's okay. Toxrill would have been good to get out, but unfortunately we cannot do that. However, he is tapped out. Let's make him sacrifice Taval. Then let's get out Jecht. The problem with that zombie token, though, is he could, if he gets another creature, he could block Jecht, which is going to be a problem. I don't play Rhystic Study a lot in a lot of my decks, but it really does give you a lot of value, especially against control decks, because either you're drawing cards or they're using up their mana to pay for it. Gonna get out Uro. Ugh. Let's see if he pays the 1. Hopefully we draw a land or something so we can get out Toxrill or some sort of card that's going to give us some card advantage. Or a removal spell. That actually will do. To use the mana, let's get rid of Uro permanently. He can't counter that. Hopefully he doesn't have a removal spell for Jekt. Let's swing in with Jekt. He does not. We're going to transform Jekt. Make him discard some cards, and then we'll draw some cards. Uro's gone for good. We drew a Deadly Cover-Up. Not really what we needed right now, but that's okay. I'm hoping our opponent brings out like one more creature, something, so that we can, when we use Braska's Final Aeon's final form, it will kill off 2 creatures of his. Opponent's eyeing, figuring out what that card does. Do you pay the 1? We just have not drawn any lands, really. Oh, he wants us to draw a card. That's interesting. I think it's so he can block Braska's Final Aeon, maybe. I'm not sure. Oh, he wants to get back the Reanimate. Okay. Get to draw another card. So again, Rhystic Study doing some work here. Hopefully we can draw a land. That would be nice. Okay. We did draw the land. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here, but I'm going to bring out Toxrill. I'm hoping he just doesn't draw a removal spell. If Toxrill can just last 1 turn. Just 1 turn. Just 1. Pay the 1? You do. Opponent's eyeing our hand. Just don't let him have a removal spell or a way to get rid of Toxrill for 1 turn. Just 1. Just 1. Come on, opponent. Julian G, make a decision. Okay, takes away the negate. Toxrill's going to kill off both his creatures. Hopefully. Perfect. That's awesome. Very cool. We get to draw another land. Let's swing in with all of our creatures. Opponent's going to try to draw another card. Or 2 cards, rather, with Rakshas's Bargain. We got our opponent down to 10. I do want to keep the slugs, but we will also keep up Toxrill's ability to sacrifice the slugs to draw more cards. Toxrill's already really put in some work here, just in the short time he's been on the battlefield. Our opponent can see our hand, has more cards than we do. But that heuristic study is also, everything that we have on the field is value. So that's good. He's going to get out a tortoise. I think we might have our opponent here. Dragon. Oh, because of Taval. Let's put a stop at the beginning of our opponent's end phase here. Because if he puts a counter on the tortoise and we kill it before the beginning of our phase, we can attack with that slug token, and that would be lethal. He does have a reanimate, but that will cost him some life if he uses that. Pay the one. Opponent's down to 6. Toxrill's going to put tokens on both of those creatures of his, and we are going to use Bitter Triumph to kill Johnaroth, and we have him. We then have 3 tokens and Toxrill. We could draw up to 3 more cards, attack, and we can draw like up to 4 cards, so we're going to be able to probably kill the Blossoming Tortoise, or worst case, we'll completely refuel our hand. And whew, what a game that was. That was a really good game. Really highlighted the power of having Toxrill on the battlefield for just 1 turn. Completely shifted the game around. So really good game. Okay, our next game is against a card I really don't like playing against, Vivi, Orantier. Vivi is a very powerful, if not the most powerful card from the Final Fantasy set, in my opinion. The hand is pretty decent, though. It has removal, it has Palantir, so we do get to go first, so let's keep it. In order to use Cut Down correctly, though, we will have to hit Vivi before he gets too many +1 counters. This is the card I really want to get on ticking onto the battlefield. It's a shame we didn't have a Dark Ritual or something. Get it out turn 1. Palantir can sometimes just win you the game by itself. I'm going to go for the Undercity Sewers so we can surveil. Massacre Worm really costs way too much to be using that right now. I'm going to put... Opponent has a turn 1 Ragavan, so yeah, we have to kill that. We don't have a choice. I'm going to put down the Watery Grave, but we have to kill Ragavan. I'm hoping our opponent on his turn will do some sort of ramp so we can get out the Palantir. That's my only hope, though, but make no mistake, we are in a world of hurt right now. Okay, let's get out the Palantir. Maybe. Gonna memory lapse it. Perfectly fine. Our opponent may be bluffing another counter spell. I'm going to test that theory, though. Okay, we did get out the Palantir. Okay, let's put Maha on top and see if he wants us to keep that. I'm hoping he has it go to the graveyard and we draw a mana drain. We do. That's awesome. On our turn. Okay, our opponent gets out Vivi. This card. I have no problem playing against Vivi, but it's just way too ridiculously powerful. I have no problem with people using it if it's something you like playing, but this card is just, it's ridiculous, quite honestly. I'm going to go for Shieldred because we have to have something on the battlefield that's going to help us. Put the Prismatic Vista to the bottom, keep the Deadly Cover up on top. Opponent just took another 7. Now he's down to 8. Down to 7. Maybe Shieldred will carry us through. The Palantir's done a ton of damage to him, so that's good. But this is just, this card you can just win out of, oh, look at this. Niv Mizzet, huh? Okay. Okay, so he's going to swing in with Niv Mizzet. Okay. We might be able to win this. Let's swing in with Shieldred first. Gonna block with Vivi. No. Okay, this is where we either win or lose the game. I'm gonna keep this on top in case he actually lets me. He does let us draw. As well he should. He's down to 3. He's down to 1 because he drew with Niv Mizzet. If he draws another card, he's dead because of Shieldred. And that, my friends, is why Shieldred the Apocalypse is our second commander of this deck. Really good game. Thank you, my friends, so much for watching another one of my videos. This one featuring Toxrill the Corrosive. Toxrill is a lot of fun to play. It is just a generally fun card. It's got good flavor to it. Basically, he's corroding his opponents as they slowly die. And then you get all this value from his slugs. I would put Toxrill at probably about a B power level. The games that I get paired, you do get paired against some very high-powered opponent decks as well as some more B-tier opponents decks. But it's just so much fun to have a Dimir shell that you can build around a super strong commander, where if he stays on the battlefield 1 or 2 turns, you're probably going to win the game. So I really do recommend playing with Toxrill. He's a blast. The deck list is in the description below. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe, blah. And please do not forget to leave a comment down below talking about Toxrill or Magic or the upcoming set that we're going to have next week that I'll be building new commanders around. I don't really care as long as I get to talk with you, part of the Magic community. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.